Dan Byles.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I would also like to join others in congratulating my honourable friend, the member for North West Leicestershire, for his bill. His constituency neighbours mine. The areas that he's discussed, such as the village of Measham, are very, very close to the border with my constituency, and we do share some common issues here. Like my honourable friend, my constituency of North Warwickshire has a mixed history with open cast coal mining. I say mixed because North Warwickshire is, of course, traditionally a historic coal mining area, and in areas such as my constituency, deep mines and open cast coal mines have provided sources of employment and have been a fundamental part of the community for many, many decades. However, the impact of open cast coal mining on the environment around the towns and villages of Polesworth and Dordon and the surrounding villages have been enormous. Thankfully, open cast coal mining no longer takes place in North Warwickshire, and I can assure the House that there is absolutely no appetite whatsoever locally for it to return. In the last few years, however, there has been a fear that open cast coal mining might be rearing its head again. I believe that fear to be broadly misguided but understandable, and it's as a result of Warwickshire County Council consulting on a new minerals core strategy. They are, of course, obliged by law to consult on the core minerals core strategy. They cannot simply ignore the fact that there is coal underneath the ground, and so the consultation was required. That was taken by some local people as a sign that the County Council was looking to welcome open cast back, and I received some letters suggesting that they were inviting UK coal to come in and to start open cast coal mining, and I can assure people that is not the case. I'm also very pleased that under the current, the way the consultation is currently looking, because it isn't yet over, it looks like that coal in the ground around the village of Shuttington in particular is likely to be safeguarded, which of course means the risk is still there, but actually the risk is no higher than it was last year, 5 years ago or before. At the end of the day, the coal is under the ground. We can't do anything about that. Safeguarding that coal is probably the best we could hope for, but it means that that uncertainty remains and the blight remains that one day somebody could come in and try to dig it out in an open cast way, which is why I believe this bill is so important. Some people have said to me, 500 metres, that doesn't sound very much, but I would simply remind the House of my honourable friend, the member for North West Leicestershire's brief history of the situation at Fosse Fan in Merthyr Tydfil in Wales, where there are houses 36 metres from the edge of the open cast pit. I think the situation in Wales is interesting because, as we heard, since the Fosse Fan site was developed, Wales now have the protection of a 500 metre buffer zone. Unfortunately, it's too late to help the people of Merthyr Tydfil, but it is absolutely wrong that the people of Wales and the people of Scotland should have that protection and the people of England don't. I'm going to keep my remarks very brief, Mr Deputy Speaker, so I'd just like to conclude by saying that I hope that this bill, together with planning reform and the developing localism agenda, although I accept the current localism bill doesn't cover this area, will see an end to the trampling of local communities by central government. And just as an example, I would like to return to the Fosse Fan area to show how this has happened. In 2004, the then Energy Minister, who coincidentally was my predecessor, the Honourable Member at the time for North Warwickshire, actually wrote to the Welsh Assembly to urge the Assembly members to impose an open cast coal mine against the wishes of the local people at Fosse Fan. In a letter to the Welsh Assembly, dated December 2004, that was obtained under the Freedom of Information Act, he wrote, "May I take this opportunity to say how pleased I was to hear that the East Pit open cast development has been approved. The Planning Decision Committee's acceptance of the inspector's conclusions that the need for coal and the economic benefits would outweigh the harm to the environment and the amenity of local residents is particularly noteworthy. I hope these arguments will also carry weight with the committee which decides the Fosse Fan application." Mr Deputy Speaker, I don't want to see a situation where ministers in London overrule local councils and local people and impose open cast coal mines at 36 metres from people's doors. And so I hope that my honourable friend's bill will be allowed to pass.